the start we were concerned it wasn't going to be as dark and as sinister as the show that we had made in the past, and that turned out not to be true. This show is as dark and gruesome as everything we've done before, if not more.
Hello, everyone. I am Joe Deckelmeyer with Screen Rant. We are at New York Comic Con 2024. I am honored to be joined by Charlie Cox and Vincent DOnofrio for Daredevil Born Again, the highly anticipated Daredevil Born Again. I cannot wait for this show, gentlemen. Charlie, Matt has gone through a lot of changes, and it seems like even more changes are coming in Daredevil Born Again. Can you tease something about his evolution as a character in this series?
Oh, God, that's difficult. So, I mean, one thing I guess I can say is that one of the things I think Matt recognizes towards the beginning of our show is that his obsession with this gentleman, with Wilson Fisk, his desire to rid the planet of him, and his conviction that he is the source of all evil, has probably caused more damage to the city that he loves, to society, than good. And they both need to kind of get on with their lives a little bit, and there needs to be some sort of a truce. So part of the journey in this season is to see Matt try to take a different path, and yet what is innate, what is his instinct that he can't deny, keeps pulling him and leading him back to the source, right? Where he exists.
Where he exists. Now, Vincent, can you tell us where Wilson Fisk is at the start of Daredevil Born Again? And I get your thoughts on Wilson Fisk losing his muscle suit from Hawkeye and Echo? If that makes any sense?
Losing his muscle suit?
Yeah, there was forget about that part of it. Can we find out where Wilson Fisk is at the start of Daredevil Born Again?
Yeah, he's on a new path. He's trying to make a move in the city to have more control. He's playing the long game with the government of the city, and he's playing the long game with anybody that he thinks can give him money to build his empire. And so he's there. That's where he is, and you get to see his journey making all that happen with his wife Vanessa. I think when it comes to Daredevil, I think that he is increasingly annoyed with how violent he is, and how he has harmed a lot of innocent people, and that he runs around in a silly costume, and that it needs to stop.
Absolutely.
So there's a long game when it comes to that too.
Incredible. Now, for both of you, can you talk about finding something new to play after playing these characters for 3 seasons? And did you find any new key reading or elements from the comics that you wanted to embrace for Daredevil Born Again?
What was the first part of the question?
Finding something new about the characters after playing them for 3 seasons.
So it's difficult, and you're trying to walk a tightrope really, because you want to bring what you brought before, which the elements, the ingredients to the character and to the show that made it popular and people want to see. But also you don't want to be a foregone conclusion, so you do have to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit.
Sure.
One thing on our side was that it's been so many years. So, I'll speak for myself. I have aged. So I'm a little, Matt is a little bit older, maybe a little bit more beaten down, maybe also a little bit wiser.
Sure.
The way he practices law has changed. I won't go into too many details about that right now, but he's kind of, taking a different path in terms of his legal profession. I think just trying really hard to back down from the person that really felt like he knew what was best and right for the city. And that's very difficult for someone like Matt Murdock. So it's it's a very similar to it's obviously it's the same person
Sure.
playing it, it's the same character, but we have a whole history behind us to draw upon now, and
Absolutely.
and that's just a wealth of kind of detail.
Now, I love the chemistry between the two of you, not just in this show, but on panels when you guys do different Comic-Cons, whatever it may be. Have you guys ever wanted to do a project outside of Marvel together? Have you guys discussed that at all?
I would love to. We haven't ever discussed it.
Yeah.
No. I would
Interesting.
love to do something with him, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any actors that aren't in Marvel that you'd like to see on Daredevil?
All the good ones.
Great answer. Now, now that Daredevil's officially canon to the MCU, did filming Born Again feel any different than it did since you were joining a larger universe than it did when you were in the Netflix series?
It did a little bit, but I can't put my finger on it.
Sure.
Because I've been asked that question a lot, and it's like, as Vincent's talked about, at the start we were concerned it wasn't going to be as dark and as sinister as the show that we had made in the past, and that turned out not to be true. Like
Right.
this show is as dark and gruesome as everything we've done before, if not more.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. That's really exciting, and that's a kind of a new for Disney Plus. So it'll be interesting to see how, all those parents out there who think that everything on Disney Plus is like PG, it's not.
Right.
Make sure you know that. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe it's just the feeling, the sense that anyone could pop up.
Sure.
Not that they do necessarily, but at any, just in terms of the way we think about the world, think about the people around us, what we do and don't reference. And in this season there is a couple of cool cameos that we probably wouldn't have been able to do in the past, and that's really fun.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, Vincent, last time we saw your character on Echo, we know that he has political aspirations, and comic fans like myself geeked out hard about it. Are there any classic Daredevil or Kingpin stories that you'd like to see adapted moving forward into the future?
There's a couple of really nasty runs that I would like to participate in. Like Family Business, and there's other ones too, like where it's just where you really would get to see him battle, like hands-on physical battle. It's yeah, I mean, I would like to. Some of those are really cool. I think we haven't gotten the chance to fully do that. We do a little bit of it in the new season, but we haven't.
Sure.
There one day I hope that there will be several people flying around the room at my hand.
Now, Charlie, for you, we also know that Eldon's coming back as Foggy. We also got Karen Page coming back. Where are they at in a relationship at the start of the season for Born Again?
We're in a really good place, the three of us, and things have been working well. The law firm is thriving. Matt, I think, has found a really good balance between his day job and his nighttime shift. And the other two, I think they feel, certainly from the impression that Matt gets from them, that they've kind of made peace with that as well a little bit. Karen and Matt are as close as they've ever been, and there's some pretty nice chemistry there. So we start off in a pretty good place.
Good, that's amazing. I like hearing that.
I don't know how long that will last, but it's...
Now, Vincent, the last time I spoke to you, we kind of alluded to the Kingpin being the street level version of Thanos in the MCU. Are there characters like that we've seen in the past, like a Luke Cage or a Jessica Jones or even a Spider-Man, that you'd like to see Kingpin face off with on that street level?
Yeah, I mean, all of them.
Bring them on.
Bring them on. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Listening to Charlie's answers and stuff. He's so spot on. And one of the most interesting things about being in the MCU with these characters is we know so little about what the plan is. Yeah. And I know that might sound strange to people, but it's really true. We know, just the other day we were in a conversation with our writers, and one of them slipped.
Yeah.
and said something, and one of the bosses was on the Zoom,
We were on a Zoom.
and I was like, "What?"
And I was like,
What? And we were both like, "What?" And this particular boss, who he cares for the show a lot, actually, was like, "Nope, can't talk about that right now." And we can't talk about what? Like, what is going on? You want to know immediately, because it seemed like something that had to do with something beyond our show.
Whoa.
yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. I literally have no idea what
You
it
guys
is.
are in the dark just as much as we
Listen,
are. That's
we
incredible.
were on stage at D23
Yeah.
a couple of months ago. We were
Yeah.
on stage in front of, I think there
And
were
he was on
12,000 people
Yeah,
there.
he was on one end of the line. It was
Yeah.
Bernthal, Deborah,
Right. Kevin was moderating at the other end, Kevin
and
Feige.
I was on the other side of it.
And on
Alvin.
stage, Kevin mentions we're going to be doing a season 2.
And that was news to you.
Oh, yeah.
We had no idea.
We walked off stage and like,
So-
great, see you guys in next
Like
year.
I looked down the I like what? Like
That's
we
so
had
cool.
yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
Incredible.
and then afterwards we spoke to a couple of the other bosses at Marvel backstage, and I said I was like, oh, I didn't know that we were going to announce that today. I didn't even know that we were doing it, but I didn't know we were going to announce it, and they went, nor did we.
Now imagine how we feel
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
the
yeah.
show when somebody pops up. It's mind blowing
yeah,
for us. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We love you. You guys are incredible.
Thank you so much.
I would like to see you guys in a project outside of Marvel. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.